Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give a little review on these Converse Chuck Taylor Allstars, alright, the Chuck Taylors. And you may have seen powerlifters using them and people doing squats and heavy lifting, deadlifts and stuff like that. And you're probably wondering, why the hell is that guy wearing those shoes? Now, if you've never deadlifted barefooted or you've never squatted in any of these kind of shoes or any kind of minimalistic shoes like Vibram 5 Fingers or any of those, there's a lot of them, then you're not really going to understand. But I'm going to tell you right now, you need to experience it, okay? Now, for years, before I got into powerlifting type stuff, I squatted in these kind of shoes here, like your regular running shoes, all right? Now, let's talk about some of the things that have to do with these running shoes. Very cushiony, all right? Stretchy material, sort of, you know, on the sidewalls. Your foot sits high in them, all right? And we're going to cover why that's not such a good thing. And so let's talk about the cushion. Well, if you're doing a speed day dynamic effort or you're trying to push out the bottom of your squat for power, some of the energy is going to be absorbed through the bottom, all right? How much? Probably a negligible amount, but if ever you've lifted in something like this as opposed to this, you will forever be changed. You will feel the cushion being activated as you push out the bottom, all right? And as opposed to feeling nice and solid foundation that you have for something like this, that you're pushing the ground and the ground is not moving under you so as it feels with these, okay? Now also, you sit higher, all right? So you're higher. Now, I don't know of anyone that has rolled their ankle, all right? Maybe it's happened, but I've heard of it. So, I don't know. I can't verify that. But since you're at a higher elevation, and if you're doing like a power squat, power stance, or maybe even a regular stance, a lot of people push on the outside edge of their feet, and they're not going knife edge on us, but you do know that your feet, if ever you've done heavy weights with squats inside regular shoes, your feet want to expel out the side of the shoe. They want to come out because of the material, all right? And your foot's higher in there, all right? So some people call them dangerous to be doing super heavy weights. You won't see like professional powerlifters doing any of these kind of shit, doing any powerlifting movements in these, all right? It's just not a smart thing to do, all right? So why? Well, let's go look at these shoes over here. Boom. Chuck Taylor Allstars. Well, you probably saw the guy at the gym, as I've said, and you're like, man, that guy looks fucking stupid in those shoes. Why is he fucking squatting 500 pounds, though? All right? That's definitely not me. Not yet, anyway. Now, the material here is not stretchable. I'm not sure of the material. If you know what it is, then good for you. I don't feel like looking inside the shoe right now. But it doesn't stretch, all right? It's firm. And when your foot is in here, there's not a lot of cushion on the bottom. There's cushion there, but I'm talking about very minimal cushion, okay? So you feel solid on the ground. Another thing is, when I push on the sidewall here, you'll notice that your foot is actually lower inside of here, okay? Your foot sits lower in here. You're closer to the ground, which I'll cover in a second. So your foot is pushing along the outside edges of the rubber, so you have support from the rubber and the material. If you've ever worn these, you know these things fit like a sock. They're a little bit more higher. These are the higher top ones, all right? They make lower ones. So these will offer a little bit more support because they go all the way up to the top on the joints inside your ankles, all right? Not really ankle support because you can still roll, you know, but they offer constriction and compression on the joints that are inside your ankle, all right? You're also gonna wanna make sure you get some that fit. Okay, now you need to think of when you start to lift a heavier weight, your foot's going to squish down, your bones are going to spread out a little bit, so you're going to want like just a hair but bit of room, maybe a 1/4 inch in the front like I have here, all right? Because I have a 1/4 inch, but once I start lifting, you know, your feet spread out a little bit, and because, you know, I have alien feet, and I touch the tip just a little bit. You're also going to, of course, make sure your toenails are clipped, all right? You don't need no jagged edge bear claws inside there, fucking ripping out the top, right? But another advantage to these shoes, all right, is you are closer to the ground. The closer you are to the ground, let's say the deadlift is where this may become a factor, is with these, you're going to be, let's say, a 1/2 inch taller, which means you got to lift the bar a 1/2 inch higher from the ground, all right? With these, you're closer to the ground. And some of you are probably like, well, that doesn't matter. It's not that much. But the feel, the bending over more. Now, some people do deadlifts. I've even done them on a elevated platform. But when you're doing competition, you want to be lower to the ground, or, you know, if you're just doing deadlifting, you want to be closer to the bar and have a less amount of travel for the bar, basically, and you can reach your point where you're gonna break, and then you can break your knees, and then not break your knees, but you know, straighten out sooner with these shoes than with those. So there you have it. If you ever seen a guy wearing those and you're like, this dude is fucking retarded, you know he was probably wearing them either A, because he's seen other people wearing them, he's trying to look cool or something, I don't know, because I think personally they look kind of goofy. I don't wear those at the gym. I do all my powerlifting type movements here in my own gym that I have set up, and then I'll go to the gym and do my rest of my stuff with those right there.